What is up, everybody? Hope you guys are all having a wonderful day, night, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is. I am as well. Thank you for asking. But anyways, today's topic of discussion is, how to not care, how to care less, the art of not caring, whatever I'm going to title this. Basically, caring about other people a little bit too much gets you nowhere. It doesn't benefit you at all to overshare, overcare, whatever it is. Coming from a former people pleaser myself, like, I know what it feels like to care a little bit too much, to put others before yourself. And it sounds like a good thing to put those before you, others before you, to, take care of everyone else's needs before your own. When I was younger, I definitely thought so, but as I got older, I realized that that's just not how the world works. It's not realistic. It's not healthy at all to really prioritize these random human beings, or pedestalize even actually these random human beings, because it degrades you in a way, right? It makes you less human by seeing yourself and using yourself as a resource and an outlet for other people's emotions, for their events, or whatever it may be. Like, you have to understand that at the end of the day, regardless of how much you put into these people, most of them will never ever put that same amount back into you. And that's the hard truth about it. And it would take a lot of heartbreak and a lot of trial and error for some people to fully grasp that they are not valued in people that they value the most. It's dude, it sucks. But when you come to that realization and you have that kind of awakening and you realize that you are the only you that you have, essentially, right? You are the one of one in your life and everyone else is around you. And when you see your value, you'll understand that only then that's when you're not to be messed with, right? You're not to be taken lightly. You're not to be used as some kind of infinite resource. You are limited, bro. It's only one of you. Stop treating yourself like you're some kind of like endless source, bro. You're not God, right? We're a piece. I believe it heavily that we are pieces of God. But at the end of the day, when it comes to our physical and our mental, we're limited, right? And so we can only expound or expand, or whatever the friggin' word is. We can only expend so much of that energy before it is before it's depleted to a point where it becomes unhealthy, right? Energy, it's an infinite thing, but it can be taken and put so low that it's basically non-existent. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could drain your social battery, your social energy, whatever, so much to where it's like it just doesn't exist anymore. And that's cap. It does. But you've used up so much that it's like, dude, you're kind of like a shell of yourself. You feel me? Over caring, I guess I want to call it. It does a lot of harm to. It'll do a lot of harm to your psyche, your mental, whatever. Like, right? Like, we've all, not all. If you were anything like me, I used to be a people pleaser and whatnot. Former people pleaser here. I won the 2015 Grand Elite. No, I'm joking. But seriously, if you're anything like me, you care a lot about people. I still to this day care a lot about people. It hurts when I have to put myself before some people. You have to know when to prioritize yourself, right? You don't want to overdo it to a point where you're a narcissist, or underdo it to a point where you're just like stupid, right? You want to just even it out. It's really situational when it comes to it. I used to be a people pleaser myself. It always felt like back in my day when I was younger, it felt like I was more of a resource rather than a friend to some people. You kind of just like pedestalize people. Like, what I used to do, I have a really tough time with, was putting people ahead of me because I thought that everyone was better than me, right? Like, I lacked the self-confidence. I lacked the kind of mental strength to just say, nah, I can't do that for you, man, or I can't help you out here, blah blah. That, over time, that stuff kind of just built up. Like, I did it so much to where it just broke my boundaries a little bit. And then when things became uncomfortable, that's when I'd be like, yeah, sure, I'll still do it, right? Or I'll still go, or I'll still say this or do this or whatever it is. That's what harms, because then you're breaking down your threshold, your barrier, because you have done it so much that you don't even notice anymore. You know what I mean? Like, that's the dangerous part about it, because then how far will you go before you realize that you are valued? I don't know. It's just a messed up thing. How to stop caring, right? Because that's what we all want to know, right? Or that's why you're watching the video. So I wouldn't say you ever stop caring, truly. Like, I just mentioned that, I still, even though I'm past my tendencies, I still do, a part of me still does feel bad. And I think that'll always be me. Like that's the human part of me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a really empathetic person, and sometimes it's like, ugh, I hate how I feel. Even though I don't say anything about it, like I hate, like, why do I feel bad for something that's rightfully mine? You know what I'm saying? Or saying something that I truly believe, or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, ugh. But you never get really past caring. It's how you go about handling the situation, right? Like, if you everything I say, progressive overload, right? If you are not comfortable with something, or with the way things are going, whatever it may be, if you're not comfortable with it, speak up, man. Like, set your boundaries. What comes from people pleasing is a lack of boundary setting. And as I mentioned, like, 2 minutes ago, if you are constantly just being a yes man and saying yes to just the random, like random small things. It starts small all the time. Everything starts small until there's a chink in your armor and it grows. You know what I mean? If you continuously say yes, 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 sure, yes, 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 sure, right? You continuously go on and go on and go on. You're gonna, before you even realize it, your whole, like, your barrier, your boundaries, right? They're non-existent, because it's been broken so many times, and people have taken advantage so many times where you think you don't care about it anymore, but that hurt every time your boundaries do get crossed is you caring, right? Every time you are hurt, it is yourself saying, let's not do this again, right? It's yourself saying, I don't really like that. You know what I mean? So how to get past that is to set boundaries, no matter how uncomfortable you may be, right? And a lot of people struggle with boundaries with friends, close friends, family, immediate family. Like, it's like small stuff like that. Like, if you don't like to be touched or hugged or whatever it is, I guess that's touching, but if you don't like to be touched, right, and people are constantly touching you, set that boundary now, bro. Because if you are allowing people to physically break your boundaries, then I can only imagine how far down your mental is, right? How far down you are emotionally. So if you are allowing people to physically break you, then they will mentally and emotionally be able to break you even easier, right? So if you set those physical boundaries and be like, yeah, I don't like being touched, don't touch me, right? I honestly have my own boundary. It's kind of stupid, right? And I don't think it's stupid, but it's kind of, I don't know. When I have a thing where I don't dap people up, I don't dap random people up. Like, if you're a homie and I know you, I'll dap you up. But if I don't know you, I'll give you a fist bump. You know what I'm saying? Little elbow or whatever. But, like, I don't want to touch your hand. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. It's like a trust thing. Like, I think, like, people, like, no matter how much you trust someone, they could still, like, be weird or whatever. But it's just weird. I don't dap people up. I worked at this valet job, which I did feel kind of bad about it. But at the same time, it's like, it is what it is, you know? There's one of the dudes, I mean, everyone there, it's a bunch of dudes, a bunch of guys, right? We all, you all, like, you know, you get to the job, you dap everyone up, you say what's up, right? Cool. Me, I fist bump. I go up and fist bump. One of the dudes held out his hand. I worked with him previously, but I don't know him like that. So I fist bumped him. And he held out his hand to dab, and I held out my hand for a fist. And I held it there until he put it to a fist. And I'm like, he's like, all right, cool. And he's like, all right, man, my hands ain't dirty. I'm like, nah, you're good. It's nothing personal. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something like that. Like, if I would have done that, like, I don't know why it makes me uncomfortable touching people's hands, right? Because me, myself, I have sweaty hands as well. So it's like, I already feel bad about that. But at the same time, it's like, oh, these niggas are gross, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. These are fucking weird. So it's like, like, I'm not gonna do that. It makes me uncomfortable, right? So I went against it, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna hold my hand here. Dude, had that been like 3 years in the past, 4 years in the past, I would have been like, okay, let me touch his hand. It's okay. Like, I understand it lasts for, it's like I said, something stupid, but it's a boundary that I have. It's a very minor boundary that I have that I just don't want to be like crossed with, right? I'm done about my rant. As I was saying, don't let people break even the smallest boundaries with you, because then that will show them that, you know, I doubt people are going around saying, oh yes, dude, he let me or she, they, whatever, they let me do this so I can go and do this. Like, not everyone, very rarely would someone like be a freaking class A dark psychology manipulator type status. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one's gonna be like hung up on that. It's like a more personal thing, right? Because like only you know that you're not comfortable with this. But then once they start like asking for things and then you concede to that person, right? First it's like, okay, let's go against my boundaries, you can touch me whenever. Then it's like, okay, well, you can have this, or okay, I'll only do this, or okay, you can do this, or okay. Like, they'll start to pick up on it and be like, oh, well, this person's gonna give me anything that I want when I ask for it, so why, you know what I'm saying? It all starts with that first boundary that you set. And I know it sounds like I'm not trying to harp on like the hug or whatever too much, because it's not about the hug, it's about the initial boundary that you set. You know, I don't want to like be harping on the one point for too long. But yeah, that's really how it is, and it comes with just that first impressions matter. First impressions, they do matter. You wanna set the boundaries. No one's gonna know your boundaries like right off the bat, of course. So it's up to you to introduce that. And when you introduce that first one, you got to be firm on it. No matter how uncomfortable it makes you, no matter what you think the other person is thinking, definitely just hold firm. See how it is. Like that uncomfortable feeling that you get. If you feel bad, you made the other person feel bad. Don't, right? If you ruin a person's day because you set a boundary, then let their day be ruined. Like, it's as simple as that. Let their day be ruined. Because, like, why are you mad that I said you can't do something? You know what I mean? It's as simple as that, and it doesn't have to be any more complicated than you make it. You know what I'm saying? Now, not caring, that's for boundaries. Not caring about when people, I guess, when they talk, or not talk, but not caring about what people think when it comes to like your passions and your goals and whatnot. I speak a lot about passion and goals and all that shindig. For some reason, I don't know. I think it's a maturity thing. I just simply stopped caring about like literally everything. Not okay. That sounds bad. I stopped caring about everything in terms of like people's opinions on what I do, right? Because it's like at the end of the day, like I'm sitting here trying to make my bag. I'm sitting here trying to do what's fun to me, and you're gonna be like, oh, that's cringe or that's odd, dude. I care less and less about being cringe. I love it, bro. I love cringing people out and being just weird and just making corny jokes and dad jokes, uncle jokes, whatever, dude. It's the funnest thing to me because like, dude, at the end of the day, they're like, oh, you're an old man, unk, like. Bro, I don't care, bro. I think being raised on the internet and Call of Duty and stuff kind of helped with that as well. But how to get through that is to just, it depends on how you think. If you think anything like me, it's like it definitely, obviously it takes time for anyone, but it definitely takes practice. I'm a man of practice. So in order for me not care about people, I have to consistently just tell myself over and over again, like they don't matter. Like nothing they say, like I don't know why what they said just does not matter. It doesn't hold any value, any strength. They have no power, right? And it's all about, like, everything in life is about how much power you give to it. So like that's why, for instance, like addictions and whatnot exist. That's why abusive relationships exist or friendships exist, right? Because you are giving the other person or the other thing power over you that you think they have over you. You know what I mean? That's where this all comes from. You care so much about what people think about what you do, what you say, or who you are, because you give them power. You pedestalize them. All back to the pedestalization thing. You know what I mean? So just practice on setting your boundaries. Practice on just staying firm with yourself. Like, ask yourself, am I comfortable with this? Right? If you're not, then you know the answer. Go with that. Like, you know what you need to do. Stop ignoring yourself. Put some respect on your name. Put some respect on your body, on your craft. You know what I mean? On your goals. You don't want to be that guy that with no, or that lady, that they, them, with no backbone. You know what I'm saying? You've got a spine. Use it, man. So, this is a longer video. I'm done rambling. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys would like to, hang, play some games, chat, or whatever, I got a Discord. Discord's gonna be in the description below. So check that out. I want to build a community. I want to get some things going, have some fun. That's the whole goal of this for me, is to, I want to help people, and I want people to have help through my videos. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a medical or psychologist, medical psychologist. I'm not a practitioner of any kind, but I have, lived a cool, calm life, decent life, and I think that it'd be cool to, just share some advice with some people. That's the whole point of this channel. So, anyways, I'm done rambling. Thank you guys for watching. You guys have a beautiful day, beautiful night, beautiful life, and I'll see you guys in the next one.